Hey out there! This is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with another Sonic Boom vlog. This episode is Eggman Unplugged. Now before I start, I want to bring something up. Every night, before I go to sleep, I always use the preview feature on my TV remote to scroll ahead a few hours to see when they're going to give the next episode of Sonic Boom. Like, I could get a quick preview what title it is, what episode, and it said that it was going to be giving episode 1 again. I thought that meant the season had ended and they were looping back to the beginning of the show, you know, for reruns. So I was completely set to do a retrospective on the season. Like, that's probably what the last episode, once the last episode of the season does air, I'm probably gonna do one more vlog about a retrospective of the whole season. But yeah. But I set the VCR to record it anyway, just in case, and lo and behold, there's actually a new episode. Couple this with the fact that they apparently give Sonic Boom weekdays at 11:30 now, at least reruns of it, and the TV guide still says that it's Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I feel like Cartoon Network is being extremely passive aggressive to this show, or IOK will really sucks on keeping their channel guides updated. However, the episode, Eggman Unplugged, it starts with the good old-fashioned shaving cream in the hand trick. Knuckles is asleep on the lawn chair, so Sonic sprays some whipped cream in his hand, and they tickle his face so he mushes it into his own face. Of course, that doesn't wake him up. Most people will wake up from that. So Sonic then proceeds to sculpt the shaving cream into a beard. And apparently it's not shaving cream, but it's actually whipped cream. Which is actually worse, because whipped cream is sticky and it's harder to clean off. If it was shaving cream, then you could just wipe it off, just give yourself a quick rinse, because it's basically soap. But whipped cream is made out of sugar and gum, and it's sticky. It's gonna leave traces. He's gonna have to really wash his face. But yeah, it turns out that Eggman is spying on them with a flybot, which, come on guys, Fly Spy! I mean, come on! How can I be telling you guys that you need to use more puns? I shouldn't need to be telling you to use more puns. Okay. So yeah, Dr. Eggman, he says that he's spying on them to find out what their weaknesses are and when would be the best chance to attack. So after Knuckles wakes up, they're all just shooting the breeze, and Sonic notices the Fly Spy behind a tree. So he tells everybody that they should go hang out in the canyon under that giant boulder. But Sonic, that giant boulder is set to fall at any minute. We should not stand there. It's simply not safe. So they all go there, and Eggman realizes that this is the best chance to attack. And by the way, I managed to slice my other finger last night. I have bled 3 times for this thing. It's almost over. My hand hurts so much. Okay, where was I? The Rock. So Dr. Eggman watches his video feed and he sees that everybody is hanging out under the boulder. So he takes Cubot and Norbot in his Eggmobile, which has the little attachments on the side for Cubot and Norbot to sit in. No, I want that. There's nowhere to clip upgrades on. They're gonna have to make a new one. I want the Eggmobile that has the little pods on the side so I can put Cubot and Norbot in them. I want that. I don't know if I can even make it as a custom, because like I said, there's nothing to attach it to. It's all just smooth and round. Okay. By the way, there hasn't really been a new toy. Like, the closest thing to a new toy I've seen is that they have Tails and Eggman packed as single figures without vehicles or other figures to accompany them. That doesn't count. That's just a re-release of a figure in a cheaper package. But I'm not talking about the toy line. I've been distracted by toys. Maybe I shouldn't have myself surrounded by toys. What do you think, Rouge? Yeah, I figured. Okay, so Dr. Eggman takes his takes his egg pod up to the boulder, and he tries to push it, but it's too heavy. He gets Cuba Norbot to help. It's too heavy, so he gets the repulsor beam from the Eggmobile to push it, and the rock finally falls. Like, ha ha! So it falls down, but instead of crushing Sonic and his friends, it hits a catapult, which launches up a big tub of what looks like pudding or something, which lands on his head, and everybody has a good laugh at his expense. Even Knuckles, who still has his whipped cream beard. Turns out that that when they found the Fly Spy, Tails hacked it to show a repeating loop of them standing at the base of the rock, so that Eggman would just assume that they're still there. So Eggman, seeing as how his camera failed him, he swears off technology. This is because Styx goes on around like, I warned you not to trust technology, which, wait, no, I told them. But you were spying on them, so that means that you saw it, which means that it was unreliable. I don't know, Styx started going on like a recursive loop about technology and whether the statement could be trusted anymore. But the end result was that Eggman decided to swear off of technology, except for Cubot and Orbot, because they're just barely a step over paperweights. So Dr. Eggman decides to go evil in a low-tech way, but I should point out that he still has Cubot and Orbot pull his egg pod around like a chariot. And, like, I know he's sworn off technology, but wouldn't it be a lot more convenient if he put wheels on the bottom of the Eggmobile? Like, maybe he doesn't even need to use the Eggmobile at all. Maybe he just needs to sit in a wagon with wheels if he really is going to insist on Cubot and Orbot pulling him around. I don't know, I guess it's just supposed to be funny because of the absurdity of it. So Dr. Eggman decides to do some low-tech villainy. He goes to a supply store and he's like, what's this thing? It's a bowl. How does it work? You put stuff in it and stir it with a spoon. Ooh, is it laser guided? No, you use your hand. Fascinating. So he buys a bowl, and then he buys like frying pans and rolling pins, because you know, weapons. This is when that tree, the guy disguised as a tree, what is a zipper on that thing stuck or something? Eggman tells the store owner that he bought the pans from that he's abandoned his lair and changed his address because he's sworn off technology. So the tree guy hears, and he goes in to meet with the Lightning Bolt Society. Remember the Lightning Bolt Society? They're those evil enthusiasts that tried to recruit Tails a few episodes ago. Yay, continuity and returning characters! So they figure that with Dr. Eggman abandoning his lair, they can take it over and have everything they need to do evil! So what did they do with the evil? Yeah, it turns out that they wanted a new place to have their meetings because the current place kind of sucked because it was a dumpster. Yep, that seems about right. So they go into Dr. Eggman's base, and of course they don't know how anything works. They're just pushing random buttons, activating robots, shooting lasers randomly, turning TVs on and off. Everything is just completely messed up. So Dr. Eggman tries to attack Sonic with a catapult weapon made out of the rolling pin and the frying pan, which he uses to launch a hand-woven net that misses. And he says, "Oh, I'll figure this out. You'll see. Just give me a while." Yeah, I was all set for this to be another one of those episodes where Dr. Eggman doesn't really do anything significantly evil and Sonic starts to go stir crazy again. Because as we've established, they have a weird codependent relationship. Yes, Dr. Eggman tries to kill him every week, but those are also the only things that make Sonic's life worth living. Oh, and it's actually the first time I actually heard, like, the store owner, when Dr. Eggman was trying to buy weapons to kill Sonic, he said, well, we don't really have any anti-hedgehog weapons, what with Sonic being so well beloved and all. I think that's the first time a citizen has ever actually pointed out that, yes, Sonic is respected as a hero. Because everybody in the village always seems so aloof about Sonic. They seem aloof about everything. Okay, so we're going along. What do we do next? I keep on digressing and now I've lost my place. So yeah, some robots begin to randomly attack. They just start blasting everything like B-bots, that giant octopus robot's clumsily stomping around. And when Sonic goes to confront Dr. Eggman, he's planting crops. Like he set up a plow on the back of his Eggmobile, and Cubot and Norbot are pulling it. Makes you wonder, why doesn't he just have Cubot and Norbot pull the plow directly? But I don't know whatever. Absurdity. So Sonic realizes that Dr. Eggman's not behind the robot attacks, which explains why they're moving around so randomly. I mean, they even release Cowbot. They show Cowbot flying in the air until it gets shot out of the sky by a random missile. Oh yeah, they shot a random missile which buzzed the town a few times before landing harmlessly slightly out of town. And as Sonic ran by the crater that the missile left behind, we get another cameo. It's one of the Gogobas, the Gogoba Elder. You know, from the guilt-tripping episode. So he's like, oh no, fine. This is just how I would have liked to spend my vacation, crushed under a giant boulder. And then when Sonic runs off, like, oh no, sure, go ahead, I'll just chew off my leg. You know what? If he shows up in a later episode with a peg leg, I will be so happy. I hate that guy. I hate the Gogobas. I mean, maybe I wouldn't hate the Gogobas so much if they didn't have an entire episode where they did nothing but be annoying. So, I mean, these little Gogoba cameos are actually funny for what they are, but they made the decision to focus an entire episode around their annoying butts earlier, and now they're tainted. I can't look at the Gogobas and enjoy them now. Even when they are being legitimately funny. Yes, that's one thing where they screwed up. That's for the retrospective. Guilt Trippers, an episode I didn't like. Okay, so so when Sonic realizes that Sonic goes to ask Dr. Eggman about it, and Orbot says that he can run a scan on the base because he's still remotely linked to it, and he says that someone is messing with the controls. And he does a second scan and says that it's the Lightning Bolt Society. So Sonic and his friends decide to go to the base while Eggman's churning butter. Eggman's trying to churn butter by candlelight, and he says he needs more light. So Orbot turns on his eye flashlights, but he says that he doesn't want more technology. But then Dave, the intern, he sees a square and circle button on a wall panel, and he pushes them. And when nothing happens, he walks away. But it turns out that they were the on-off switch for Cubot and Norbot, so they shut down. So Eggman is truly alone. Like, when he swore off technology, he said that Cubot and Orbot were exceptions because they were barely more than paperweights. But in actuality, he did that because they were his only friends. He needed companionship. So, having no companions, Dr. Eggman finally decides to start using technology again. So that, so he gets into his Eggmobile, and he has a hard time starting it. I guess dragging it around wasn't very good for the choke, if the thing even has a choke. So Eggman finally gets the thing working, and he flies back, and it turns out that Sonic and his friends can't infiltrate the base because all the defenses are going haywire. Robots are randomly running around, lasers are shooting in every direction, and it's actually more of a threat now that they're shooting randomly everywhere than it is when they're actually trying to aim. I guess that kind of makes sense, because when they try to aim, all you have to do is note where the barrel is pointing and then move out of the way right before it fires. When they're shooting randomly, though, you never know if your next step is going to take you into a path of a laser or not. I mean, it wastes a lot of energy and ammo, but, you know, in the short run at least, it'll help. So Dr. Eggman shows up, and he says that there's a secret back entrance to the back way by moving a boulder aside. So the Lightning Bolt Society, hearing this, they take some guns and wait by the rear entrance for everyone to come through so they can pick them off. But that's when Eggman and Sonic's friends all show up on the other side. They said that they infiltrated by hack. Dr. Eggman said that he hacked Fly Spy to show a video of them hanging out by that rear rock so that they would be by the wrong doorway. It was a trick that he figured out all on his own without any assistance. Yeah, sure. I feel self-conscious not wearing my watch. So what happens here is that at first, the Lightning Bolt Society tries to threaten them with the guns, but Dr. Eggman uses a remote control on his watch to make all the guns explode. So the Lightning Bolt Society is chased out. Eggman realizes that he's going to have to spend several weeks reprogramming his base's defenses because, you know, those guys messed everything up. You know how you can screw up a computer by turning all the programs on at the same time? Yeah, that's kind of what they did. The episode ends with Dr. Eggman offering them some of his home-churned butter. Everybody says no thanks, and they leave. And he looks down and says, I'm going to need a lot of toast. Oh, and by the way, he does turn Cubot Norbot back on. He says they're happy that they're okay and that they need to clean up the mess, and they begin cleaning up. Okay, so this episode, it had recurring characters. It had the villains being someone other than Eggman. It showed the characters doing different things than usual. I mean, we get to see Eggman trying his hand at farming and arts and crafts, and, you know, interesting to see that even Eggman can have other interests. So, yeah, this was a solid entry. There was nothing objectionable about it. It was actually pretty good. I mean, the biggest thing I was afraid of when they said that this was going to be a comedy show was that it would be samey, that we'd see the same crap over and over again. But no, I think that this is actually turning out to be really good. I mean, it's turned out to be really good. I mean, we're like 24 episodes in. Wait, what episode is this exactly? I have the list on my computer. Let's see. The 26th episode. 26. 26 episodes is usually how long a season is. This might actually be the last episode of the season. We'll find out next week. But yeah, if this does turn out to be the last episode of the season, Cartoon Network might be deciding whether they're going to renew it or not. So like I mentioned, they give it weekdays now at 11:30, or at least they were last week. I don't know what they're going to do next week. But so watch it when it's on. Especially if you have a Nielsen rating box, because I don't know how many people watch my vlogs who also have Nielsen rating boxes, but anyway, just do that. Like, I think Kayla might have a way to track anyway, but, yeah, like, watch the show, let them know that you like it, and, that it's profitable. Then maybe they'll make more toys, and maybe they'll give us a sequel. Not a sequel, a second season. Sorry. Sequels are for movies, second season are for TV shows. But yeah, this episode was funny. It was good. I mean, I don't want to just sit here and repeat myself. It was a good episode. I mean, the thing is, it's really hard to judge comedy because the only way to tell if a joke is good is to tell the joke. So that's why it's basically a plot synopsis. But yeah, I mean, there's good humor. I actually like the recurring characters, except there's just that every time I look at that walrus with those teeth, I keep on, like, my own mouth feels like sympathy pains, like, oh god, I can't even fathom. And he talks with an audible lisp, so you know those deformed teeth are messing with his palate. Like, I mean, they did that just so that his silhouette would look like Eggman's mustache, but the poor guy has a deformed jaw. Okay, so, I like the Lightning Bolt Society, I hate the Go-Go Buzz, and I'll see you next time.